So this video is about small town girls or guys living in a big world. Because for anyone who doesn't know me, I'm from a very small place. I'm a very small town girl. I now live obviously in a big city, but I just wanted to kind of do a bit of an inspirational sort of video for anyone who is from a small town who just kind of might be looking around and not seeing a future for themselves, or even for their children if they have children. Now, I remember being really little, or not little, I guess I was younger, and everybody always thought I was better than everybody. Maybe they still think that now. Honestly, I could care less if that's what they think. But I never ever thought I was better than anybody. I wanted more for my life. There is a huge difference between thinking you're better and wanting more than what you're seeing in front of you. Now, I have always been a huge dreamer. Always. Right from when I was a little girl. You guys ever see the movie Burlesque? If you haven't, I love it so much. Burlesque is literally the video of my dream when I was a little girl. I wanted to move away as soon as I could, go to a big city, meet new people, have new experiences. Honestly, I want to do the whole singing thing and everything when I was little. And when Burlesque came out and I was watching, listening to her story, and he asked her, why did you leave Kentucky? Oh, why'd you leave Iowa? And she just said she looked around and realized that there was nobody's life that she wanted. I still have family and friends, obviously, back home where I'm from. And I don't ever look down at a life like that. It's just not a life for me. My dad, I'm not into the biking stuff. I don't go mountain biking. I don't go snowboarding. All these things that is an excellent place to live if that's what you're into. But I'm a land of opportunity kind of person. I want all the opportunity that I could possibly have. The bigger the city, the more the opportunity. And I really hate that, I really hate saying hate, but you sort of get a vibe that people think that you should filter or shrink what you want for your life because it's bigger than what they want for their life. And that, to me, is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, if you want to stay in the same job and have 4 babies and 10 babies and stay doing the same thing forever, that's fine. That for your life, if that's what makes you truly happy, then you go do that. That has never been my goal in life, ever. Therefore, why I'm 34 and don't have children. Because I have gotten a taste of traveling. I am a growth mindset. I am not a fixed mindset. I have a very hardcore growth mindset. I get bored very easily. I could never, ever do the same job for the rest of my life because it's not who I am. I love meeting new people. I love having new experiences. And I remember being younger and having people a lot of times people will also try and tell you that you can't do it, or tell you that, oh, you know what? It is so hard out there. There are so many bad people out there. It's expensive out there. It is fucking expensive. But when people have a different, a small town mindset, it is very hard to talk about your big world goals when they can't see past what's in front of them, or they don't want to. They're okay with where they are. They're okay with what they have. I have never been that person. And one of the biggest reasons that I've wanted to become a life coach was because I can't imagine how hard it is to have a big dream and a big goal and you can't tell anybody about it, or that you have no idea how you're going to get there and you just need somebody to say you can fucking do it. Because I would never tell somebody, oh, you know what, that's so hard, and oh, you know, I know someone who did that and they failed. What the hell? I would never say that to somebody. Like, if you tell me that you have this business idea or that you want to move across the fucking country, I'll help you pack. Call me when you get there. Like, I would never tell you that you can't do it. Like, I really do believe you can do any friggin' thing that you want to do. And especially coming from a small town, I really hate saying small-minded because that sounds so rude. But when you come from a small town, a lot of people, they only see what's in front of them, like the small town, the smaller opportunities, those kinds of things in front of them, right? And it's really hard to have huge dreams and you have to keep them to yourself, because somebody who only sees what's in front of them, or they don't have a growth mindset, or they live in fear. I always say, keep your fear to yourself. Keep your limits to yourself, because I do not have limits. I do not live my life in fear, and I never have. Not even when I was little. I was the one climbing the highest trees and running up to people I didn't know. Like, I have always been a fearless person, but I try so hard to look at it if I wasn't. Like, if I didn't have the mind that I have. And one of the reasons, like, I wanted to be a life coach, because people need that. They need the hype person in their life. They need that person to believe in what they want to do. And like, I can't get enough stories when people tell me that they packed up their shit and moved across the country, or they went from a job they've been at for 10 years and all of a sudden they're doing their own business now. I love that kind of stuff. Even when people tell me that they got a divorce, good for you, because that comes opportunity. You have an opportunity to be alone and to grow, to meet somebody who is going to be the love of your life. Or when people tell me that they've decided to go for the relationship because they were scared shitless of relationships before. I love hearing those stories, because it takes like strength, courage, and no fear to go into things like that. And I understand that coming from a small place, it can be really discouraging, because especially in small towns, you're sort of like, you meet the love of your life, you find a good job, and you have kids, and you raise babies. If that makes you mad, I mean, I lived in a small town. Anyone who's from a small town will tell you that's exactly what you do. And that was never, ever going to be my life. Like, my mom never pushed me to do that, because she had me young and she struggled. She had to work all the time. And she never ever told me, like, you have to stay here. You have to just pick a job out of this amount of jobs that you can do and have babies, get married and have babies. She never ever told me that, because she was a working mom. She let me dream big, and she only held me back one time, and I still could just kill her. I spent a lot of time with my grandma when I grew up and when I was little. So when I started school, I was extremely developed in school. So when I was in kindergarten, I already knew how to read and like spell and add and subtract and all these things. So they wanted to put me into grade 1 and not let me do kindergarten. And my mom said no. What? Do you have any idea what an honor it is to be told that your kid can skip a grade? That was the one time that she ever held me back. But it was because she didn't want me to graduate when I was 17. Oh, how dare she? Anyway, like, I was never held back. I was never ever told, like, Are you sure you want to do that? Because it's going to be hard. I have the craziest friggin' ideas most of the time. And honestly, my mom knows when I put my mind to something hardcore, it's going to happen. Like, I moved in a different province and blew up in my face, but whatever. I've moved to a different province. She didn't ever tell me like, oh, that's crazy. Like, that's scary. Maybe you shouldn't do that. She's just like, she lets me have the life experiences because that's what it's about. It's about the failures. It's about going for the big dream. And if you fall down a little bit down here and down here, you keep friggin' going. So you don't have to be born in a big city. You don't have to be born into money. I sure as hell wasn't. You don't have to be born into all these things to make it big. You don't have to be born a golden child kind of thing to make it in the world. You have to believe you can do it. You have to surround yourself by people who believe you can do it, who don't shit on your dreams, and you're gonna get there. And I couldn't wait to do this video because I'm a life coach for a reason. So if you need someone to tell you that you can do it, I'm telling you, you can do it. No matter where you come from, doesn't matter. You just have to believe you can do it. Aim high. And I'll be there for you if you need me to be. So thank you everybody again for the support. I try and keep these videos short, it never works. And stay tuned for the next video. Bye.